In this video, we will enhance our app by customizing components and the overall display for a better user experience. We will add a dark template using the shell component, then use new components to improve the overall flow of the app. And we will also create a nice looking table displaying year-on-year revenue evolution. Back to our app. But let's start with two comments from the previous video. First, don't forget about punctuation. It's a common source of errors. In the last video, I forgot to add a semicolon. It still worked because it was the last component we used. Second, you saw me use an icon in the video, and the list of available icons can be found at tabler.io. Now I want to show you how to display the visually appealing table to monitor year-on-year revenue evolution. Let's call the component table. Let's add a description. I'll be adding two top-level parameters to make the table both searchable and sortable. Let's now add data to the table. The data is obviously the row-level parameter of the table component. I am not going to write the query myself because I actually use GenAI to generate it. This is one of the key strengths of SQL Page, how easy it is to use GenAI for virtually any query you need. So I simply told ChatGPT, here's my data underscore stores table structure. Can you write a query for me that displays the revenue for this year, last year, and the year-on-year evolution? I also said the table should be daily, and I also asked it to format the revenue in euro and the year-on-year as percentage. Let's see what it gives. I save the file and reload the page. There you have it. We fed data to our table components, and here's the result. The last thing we need as a row level parameters is to highlight the color for each row with a negative year-on-year. There is a row level parameter you can check in the doc called SQL page color, and I'm just adding a few lines of code to say when the revenue is negative, then the row should be red. Let's uncomment this part, save the file and refresh the page. And the three rows with negative year-on-year are highlighted. We saw components to display data. Let's now use other type of components, which works in the same way with top-level parameters and row-level parameters, but which allow you to personalize the page. And make sure to check the documentation to understand what these components do and what are their parameters. First, let's add a shell component at the beginning of the script. The shell helps personalizing the surrounding of your page contents. It is used to set properties for the entire page. Let's add some top-level parameters to the shell component. For instance, a title. Also, let's make the theme dark. It will be the display for the entire page. Here is the shell component, and the theme is dark. We can add an icon, which is another top-level parameter coming from tabler.io. Sorry. There you go. And we can add some menu item as well. This is done using the menu item top-level parameter, which is a JSON with a title, a link, and an icon, optionally. We can add many menu items. Let's add another one. Let's now use a divider component, a component that helps organize content and make the interface layout clear and uncluttered. We add a top-level parameter named contents. Note that we can use, as it's only SQL, the current date function to display today's date. Here it is, the divider with today's date. Another component that is useful for the home page is the hero component, as it displays a large title and description for your page with an optional large illustrative image. Let's use it. Let's now add another top-level parameter, which will be the description of the hero component. For instance, please note that the description can be a markdown. Just like we did for components to display data, those components also have row-level parameters. For the hero component, we can add a row-level parameter like this with a title, example 1, a text, which is the description, an icon, and the color of the icon. Let's save it. That is a row-level parameter of the component hero. We can add, obviously, another row-level parameter, for example 2, right here, with another text, another icon, and another color. Choose here. The last component I want to use in this video is the text component. I'm going to put it at the end of the page. Let's add a title. Let's make this title centered. Let's add some content. So I'm using the text component with the title top level parameter, the center top level parameter, and some contents as top level parameter. Here it is. The same way we did with the hero component, let's add some row level parameters to this text component. For instance, I want to write a sentence. Contents is a row level parameters, color as well, and break as well. Finally, I want to add another text in italics this time. So I'm adding another row level parameter, still a contents, break, and italic as row level parameters. And here it is. Here's what we built using only SQL query so far. In the next video, we will discuss about variables to finalize our example.